So it's already 5 minutes. We're 5 minutes late. We can start. Okay. So this session going to be the final session for HRM related topics. And from next week onwards, we will be shifting on to a new subject. And though we have seen an overview of what is employee conflict and how it can be avoided in any organization. So what are the measures to take to avoid those conflicts? We are going to brush up those few aspects of those terms and everything, and few other things we are going to see in detail before we go through these trade unions and what is the role of the trade unions, in resolving employee conflict or management employee conflict, in collective bargaining and in maintaining good industrial relations. Okay. So here we go. Okay. Is the slide visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Okay. So we already know what is organizational conflict. Any conflict, any misunderstanding or non compliance or with the workflow or whatever it is. So between two employees or between two departments or between employee and a department or between group of employees in the department or between departments and the management or between employees and the management, whatever, and conflicts can arise anywhere in the organization between any two parties. So other than that, employee may have some intrapersonal conflict. So within the employee, some conflict may be going on. Maybe because of various reasons, maybe psychological reasons, or the employee maybe thinking of something, perceived something, and they know he or she would have joined the company, but what he or she actually desired after joining the company, they may feel no, this is not the right place where I should be, or am I going in the right direction? So will it take me to the level which I am longing for? So these kind of conflicts are called intra personal conflict, that is within the employee, within the individual. Okay. So these are the reasons for conflict: unclear expectations and goals. So you're not sure about what should be your career goals, or what should be how to understand the organizational goals. Poor communication, personality clashes between two departments or two employees, different work styles and values. In case if you're working as a team, so between the team members there is a difference of different, they have different working styles and everything. Unhealthy workspace with already it pulls you down, and competition. So these are all the reasons. More reasons are there, but these are the basic reasons, especially if the working condition where the employee is working is not up to if it is not good, if it is not safe, any employee would not be having a good positive thinking about working in that environment. So a conflict arises whether he or she should stay in the company or move to another department, or ask for good environment, or whether he or she should quit the company and move to another organization. So how can organizations handle, or how can they overcome conflict? So providing conflict resolution training, they can all the employees can be called, and they can be asked to if there is if you are facing any difficulty or any conflict, they can directly come to the management, or come to the person who is in charge, or a representative from the management can take up the responsibility of hearing those voices of the employees, what has happened, and give ideas and solutions for resoluting the conflict. Provide communication skills training. So if there is good proper communication, good professional communication, most of the conflicts will not happen. So proper communication skills training skills can be given, and helping staff develop positive work relationship, like giving positive, not good communication training, or giving good training So that can be developed. Positive work relationships can be developed by implementing team building activities. So making them know like work in teams and know give some special task other than the work, like another no fun tasks can be given to make them know like to cheer up them and make them comfortable in the workplace and comfortable with the other employees and other departments in the organization. And conflict mediation training for leaders. There is team leaders, managers, so they can be trained know how to handle conflict between their subordinates or between the employees. And the third party conflict mediation services, no, like there are many arbitrators or no like some third party people or third party agency, no, like who has no connection with the organization, but no, they can be made use for, they can be no like they can come in no hand, so they can help in no resolving the conflict between no, if the organization fails to resolve conflict between no any two parties and with no within the organization, they can no get help from the arbitrator or a mediator outside the company. And making sure employees are clear about organizational goals and priorities by treating everyone fairly, which is no more important in any organization. So all should be no treated equally. Okay, so these are the type of conflicts. Now we are now going little in detail. So intra-individual, that is intrapersonal conflict. So this arises when companies, organizations goal different with individual, that is the employee's goals. So the employee may be like having dreams of achieving something, or the employee may have thought like if I join the company, I would become like this, or like I would learn a lot of things, like my career would change, so my lifestyle would change, like. But after joining the company, because of various reasons, the employee may think he or she has made a wrong decision. So maybe wondering whether like the employee has chosen the right way, or like doubting whether it will take him or her to the to the situation where he or she was aiming for, or dreaming for. So these kind of conflicts are called intra-individual or intrapersonal. So same thing applies with an individual and between the group of people. So if others are going in one way, this person may be having different attributes or different like nature of work style and everything, it may differ. So they may make no fun of him, or they may um criticize him or her, like that is not the way he or she has to work. So again, a conflict will arise. So these type of conflicts are intrapersonal or intra-individual conflict. And subclassification is there: goal conflict, role conflict, conflict from frustration. Goal conflict is something that, so when working for achieving the organizational goal, an individual may think he or she is failing to achieve his or her personal goal, may fail to achieve his or personal goal, his or her personal goal. So, or like while achieving his or her personal goal, they may feel like whether they will be failing to meet the organizational goal. So in both the ways. So this is called goal conflict. So conflict in achieving goals. So if one goal is met, they may fear that the other goal cannot be met because of the total time and energy is spent on one particular goal which is to be achieved, and the other one, they don't have enough time or no resources or no energy to work on achieving the other goal. So this is goal conflict. Role conflict. So if one individual is given numerous works, like lot of work, multiple tasks to do at the same time or within the same day, so he or she may will be in a dilemma on which one to start first and know which one to complete first. So which one should be given priority. So maybe because there is less time, or less available resources, very low, or the person may not get help from any assistance from any of the members, any of the employees in the organization, sometimes even from the management. So during these situations, no, like he or she may feel, no, like very low, no, like the what do you say? They may think, no, they are not fit for this role. The role, what is being the designation, no, where the person, no, in which the person is sitting. So they may feel, no, like they are not fit for this role. So doing multitasking, no, like without any, no, like help, or no, without enough time, with less number of time, and no, like less number of resources, so they cannot achieve anything. So everything stands still, everything is half done. So that happens, no, like role conflict. That is called role conflict. Conflict from frustration. That is, the motivation drive is blocked before the person reaches the desired goal. So, like a person is now achieved to not trying to achieve either the organizational goal or the team's goal or the individual goal, whatever it may be. So, after some point of time, they may feel, no, like very low because of various reasons. They may feel tired. They may feel, no, like frustrated. They may feel exhausted, and sometimes they may know, like doubt whether I'm no, like but should I really know, like achieve this goal? Is it no, is it necessary right now? So these kind of situations may happen. So these situations, no, when this kind of conflicts no happen, it's called conflicts from frustration. That is no, like with exhaustion, so nothing can be no, like achieved. Then interpersonal conflict. First we saw was intrapersonal, that is intra-individual conflict. Now we have interpersonal conflict, that is arising between two colleagues, or no, two groups of people, two departments, no, like that is interpersonal. So many reasons, no, as we have already seen, there may be no many reasons because of this. The working style, no, like the skill set required for the doing particular task, the time limitation, resource limitation. So who is going to know, like make use of the resource first, and the working style, the experience of no, like each and every individual, the perception of each and every individual, the no, psychological attributes, everything matters, and even the role, no, like where their role in the hierarchy, their place in the hierarchy in the organization. So that also matters. The four primary sources of interpersonal is personal differences, role incompatibility, competitiveness, lack of information, environmental stress. And then we have intra-group conflict, that is conflict between one individual and a group, maybe no one team, or no, like one particular department. So that is intra-group. Intra-individual, intra-personal is something where the individual is no having conflict between himself or herself with the organizational goals and no, like other things. Whereas intra-group is between him or her with the other group of people in the organization, a particular group of no employees, or a particular no, like group, particular team of no, like employees in the organization. Intergroup, that is between two groups, two departments, two various level of management. So whatever it can be, okay. So reasons behind intergroup conflict is competition for resources. So limited number of resources available, or much valuable resources available. So who is going to know, like make use of the resource first? So task interdependence. So task, no, like depend upon the task, depends upon the skill set, no, like who is going to know, like do the best. And if one team member, no, like a member from one team is no skilled in one particular task, the other member from another team may be skilled in no some other task. So this thing. And jurisdictional ambiguity. So jurisdictional ambiguity is something that no, like judgmental. So they may think no, like the other people no, like cannot no win over the situation, and this people think, this team will think, this department will think they cannot win over this situation without no, like this department's help. And status struggles. So status in the organization. So whether no, you're the best or I'm the best, or no, you have high position or I have high position, whether your department is the best, my department is the best, or whether your department contributes most to the organization or my department contributes more to the organization. So these status struggles, that is also a reason for intergroup conflict. So we have like 4 types. The first one is intra-individual, that is intrapersonal, that is the conflict between an individual and the organization. So there is no a fight, that there is no no, it is not a typical fight. So it's the conflict in the perception, conflict in the idea. It's a psychological conflict. And then we have interpersonal is something between 2 persons in the organization, and intra-group is between one individual and a group of individuals, that is between a team and one individual in the organization. And finally, we have intergroup, that is between 2 groups in the organization. So clear?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Okay, good. So the conflict is not resolved. Obviously, employee turnover would happen. So not I mean, it is not it's not only because of conflict employee turnover happens. Many reasons are available. Maybe the company may think these many people are not required right now, because production is not happening that much, or we are not making more profit previous years, or the group of people, or group of workers they don't have, even after given training, they don't have enough skill set, or a group of individuals are demanding more wages, more salary, which is not acceptable by the management, by the organization's top management. So the reasons can be many. It refers to the number of percentage of workers, a group of workers. Okay, so any one worker or group of workers, so suddenly leave the organization and a fresh new batch of workers join the organization. So that is the percentage calculation. So it's a measurement of number of employee during a specific period of time who leaves the organization. So measuring this can be helpful to employers who know where they want to examine the reasons for turnover to estimate the cost to hire for budget purposes. So there is a calculation for measuring employee turnover in any organization. If it is a small organization, these kind of mathematical calculations, much haribari is not done usually. So 2 or 3 people leaving a company, in a year or in 6 months period, that's quite normal. That's fine. But imagine, a big organization where, thousands of workers or hundreds of people are working, and so in a month, it has become a usual that 10 to 12 employees are leaving the organization in a month's time. So calculate it for an year. And of course, the company will be organization will be hiring new employees as well. And again, again, turnover may happen. So they have to have a clear idea about the percentage of turnover which happens during the specific period of time. So to calculate the budget for hiring new hires, training them, and etc. And if they have to pay the new hires also. Sometimes when senior persons leave the organization, freshers without much experience are taken into the organization, proper training is given, and they can work for less wages or less salaries. But few roles, few jobs, they require only individuals with a particular skill set, with no particular experience. So the company has no other choice, they have to again take someone who is very skilled, like the old employees who has recently left the organization. So the pay has to be good, even sometimes even more than the pay what they have paid to the previous employees who left the organization. So for budget calculation and all, these turnover ratio has to be calculated. So organizations and industries as a whole measure, they rate during the fiscal year or calendar year. Usually bigger organizations, they do it once in a year. They check the turnover ratio. And there are 2 types, that is voluntary and involuntary. So voluntary is when an employee decides that he or she should leave the organization by himself or herself. So quits or no resigns, maybe because of no like other reasons, might have got a new job or not feeling like working anymore in the organization. So maybe no like thinking of no moving somewhere else. So reasons can be many. Involuntary is no somewhere the management no or the organization is decides to know like leave the employee, that is no like to make the employee leave the organization, that is no like termination. So sometimes maybe because of no like the workers have behaved no like worst in the organization, not meeting the required goals and everything, not meeting the target, or the behavior with the other employees in the organization, bad behavior and frequent leaves, and no like continuous late coming, not keeping up the time, and not learning no like anything no like the other employees no like other employees, restricting no like learning new things, and restricting to no like adapting to the new technologies. So for these reasons no like the company decides, the top management decides that no like there is no use in no keeping these type of no employees no anymore in the organization. So they decide not to leave the employee. So the employee will be called off and no be told that no like the organization no more required the employee's service anymore, and no like they can leave. So they will be asked to know like give a resignation letter, and proper perks and everything would be no paid off, and no like it is done. So disadvantages of turnover. So whether no it can, either the employee resigns or the management decides to know like fire the employee. So actually it impacts the organization, especially on the profit margins, because again they have to hire new people, train them, which may require no take time, energy, and money. Again they have to know like make them know understand the workflow, the organizational flow, the hierarchy, the structure, the BME, everything. No, like so it would take at least no like 1 to 3 months no for any employee, a new employee to learn complete about the organization. So that no like takes time, which is no like bad to the organization. So when it happens frequently, of course, it affects the profit margin. So having to pay for continuing benefits or severance pay coupled with cost of hiring, and no like it results in lost productivity and lost revenue as well. So here are the 10 reasons. So top 10 reasons. Uh, actually, no, this part, no, like top 10 reasons. It is based on the survey taken in, no, like USA, I think so, not in India. But this is the main reason: carry development, work environment. They are not comfortable with the work environment. Management behavior. If they feel management is not, no, like very supportive, they may leave the company. Job characteristics. No, the job, what they are doing, they are not happy with that. And compensation and benefits, pay, the pay scale, pay plan, they are not happy. Work-life balance. No, like they cannot may no like balance their no like professional life and personal life. So it's very no like difficult for them to manage. So they may think no like I need no like less working hours, or no like let's stay with the family for some time and no then look on to another job. Well-being, no, to earn more so that no the status will no like rise. Relocation, going to some other place. Retirement. And involuntary, many reasons. I mean, as I said, no like the management decides to no like send the employee out of the company. So this is the formula for calculating employee turnover. That is, number of employees who leave after less than a year of employment by number of separations during the same period. That is, the average is taken. So number of employees, say 10 employees leave an organization, and the average number of employees are taken. Then finally, it's multiplied by 100. So that gives the turnover rate per year. So employee retention. Yes, it's no like the responsibility or the requirement of any organization to retain the employees. Only if they feel that they can't do any more to change the employees I mean the personal attribute or whatever if they feel this employee is not going to change at all and it's not going to help the organization anymore at all, then there is no other way. They have to fire the employee. Otherwise they will try to, most of the organizations try to retain the employees. So all the practices they will do to keep the employees in hand. And it's represented by simple again a calculation is done. So if a company says 60% employees retention has it taken place in a particular period of time, it means uh, out of 100 they have maintained at least 60 employees, they have retained at least 60 employees in their organization for a particular period of time. So what is the importance? Obviously they will know employees will stay for more time. So it's obviously good for the organization. Okay. And which helps the organization to work towards any goal or setting up the objectives. It's easy for them because again and again they don't have to explain about their objectives and the workflow and everything to new hires. So with the existing employees they can very well go with the flow, organizational flow. So they have few policies. Many organizations, they follow few policies to retain the employees. One may increase the salary, one may give a better a role and designation. And one organization may shift the employee from one department to another department, or from one plant to another plant, or from one place to another place. If they are having different branches, other than the main city. So they may transfer the employee, from one branch to another branch or one place to another place, and providing them, with good working amenities, or assuring them, things will not, bad things will not happen, hereafter in the organization. So many strategies, each and every organization follow to try to retain the employees. So exit policy. So even after doing everything, so employee leaves, employee decides to leave, or the company decides to anyhow send the employee, no, we don't want him, want her anymore in the organization. So they plan to leave the employee. So there the exit policy comes finally before the employee steps out of the organization. So exit policy is it's like a process which is done before the employee goes out of the organization. That is, the first thing would be handing over all the tools or whatever being given to the employee for the working activity, a laptop or the access card in case of middle managers or whatever staff members. So bags or anything anything which is being provided by the management or provided by the organization. So in case of worker level employees, so they may be given with particular tools and something. So they have to surrender those tools and their access cards and everything. So these are the procedures, and they have to fill up a form that they are not taking anything, and they have handed over everything to the management or to the HR. And though and they will not be taking anything from the organization anymore. So why it is done? Not only for handing over all the stuffs given to the employee, but to for it is helpful for the organization to understand and analyze what is the main reason the guys, Sahir. Yeah, thank you. So why the employee is quitting the organization? So what is the reason? So that they can make requirement changes in the organization, change the policy or change the something else.
Yeah.
Guys, make sure you're not unmuted because it disturbs the class. And where we were, okay, exit policy. So it helps the organization to analyze what they are lacking. So what they have failed to give to the employee. So why the employee want to leave the organization, so that the mistake cannot be repeated again with the new hires or the other existing employees. So in both the cases, it is good for the organization as well as good for the employee, because employee will be even though an employee may feel bad about leaving the organization, whether voluntary or involuntary. The employee may feel, like his voice, her voice is being heard. The management, the HR department has actually, asked his or her suggestion, or complaint. What has happened actually? Why the decision has been taken by the employee? So it's good, for both of them, both the parties. So this is the process. First is employee will initiate the request, or sometimes in case of involuntary, the management, the HR department will initiate the request. They will create a self-evaluation. Self-evaluation in the sense, like when should the employee leave the organization, the date, is there any notice period, and so how many days notice period has to be given. So after giving the resignation, for how many days the employee has to work. So during the work process, they would do the employee has to be paid or not, whatever it is, so or self evaluation has to be they will it will take place, and they will the employee will fill a separation form, submit the request, and the manager will provide the feedback. So if the manager accepts the request, that is the resignation request from the employee, so they can manager can go, HR manager can go with the termination process. Everything would be the employee would be asked to hand back everything, what is being given from the organization, and finally the request would be submitted to the management, and the management accepts, yes, the employee is asked to leave the organization. Whatever, the salary, pending salary, gratuity, whatever, PF, everything, everything will be, credited to the employee. So this is done. So, but if the manager wants to retain, or if the manager feels like, if the management wants to retain the employee, that would be communicated to the HR manager. So here, before the termination process will not happen, but they will try to convince the employee that they should the employee should stay back in the organization, and try to convince with other using all those strategies and everything. So this is how the exit process has to be done. So for conducting exit process, an organization should have a clear exit policy. Each and every organization, they should have a clear exit policy. So the process, first how to start with, what is the next process, what is the next process, then what is the next process, how to end. So they should have a clear policy. Conduct an exit interview. So it has to be conducted. It's not like asking the employee to fill up the form, and after receiving the form, saying tata bye bye. It's not like that. It has to be an one-on-one conversation with the HR department, or with the HR manager and the employee, or the team leader and the employee, or the supervisor, the floor supervisor and the employee. So this thing has to happen. So exit interview has to be conducted. It has to be one-on-one, and followed the exit checklist. So this is the complete process. Okay. So before we move into this trade union and other stuff, any doubts?
No, mom.
No.
No,
Okay.
ma'am, no any doubt.
Okay, good. Okay. So actually, this is very in-depth. HR is only it's like even I was speaking to your class representative. It's an in-depth subject. It's a vast ocean. So what I have covered as of today is almost or 70 to 75% only. Still we have no like 20 to 25% left out. We can go no like in depth, but no like because this is going no this we have no seen the HRM concepts and everything we have seen at least for no 7 weeks no like continuously. So from next week onwards we will go with the new subject and no like maybe no if we have time before your exam happens, if there is enough time, I can no cover those no like the left out concepts also that can be covered. Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
ma'am.
Yeah. Trade
Okay, no
unions.
problem.
So what do you know about trade unions? What are trade unions? So union of people. So what they do? They will speak for the employees, speak for the workers, to the management, to the government, to the like industry, like the topmost people in the industry. Okay, so this is the role of trade union. So they act as the regulators as as well between workmen, that is the workers, and the employers. Yeah, that we know, workers and workers, between workers and other workers within the same organization, or between workers within two or no more organizations, between no workers of different organizations. So employees and employers. So workers is different, employees is different. So workers are no linemen and employees are no like staff people. So employees and employers, and employers and employers between two organizations. So why a trade union has to know like act as a mediator between two organizations? Why? So if we know like two managements of no two different organization, two different companies of the same industry or from different industry, so they are into clash like why what role has like the trade union has in that, why they should like interfere? Any idea? I'm asking you, it's a question actually. So why?
Again, ma'am, please.
Yeah, sure. If there is a conflict, if there is a dispute between two different employers, so trade union steps in and try to resolve the dispute. Why is it so? So actually trade unions are the representatives for the workers and employees, not for the employers. But here it says if there is a conflict or dispute between two different employers, trade union steps in to resolve the conflict. Why?
If there is a conflict between the employees, even though it will be ultimately is going to affect the employees.
Yeah, yes. That's a main point. Good. Yeah. Any other input?
And they are the intermediate of even not only for the employee, even also the employer also.
Okay.
So they are working for both, not only for the employee.
Mm-hmm. So they work for the employers also.
Yeah, I think if I'm not wrong.
Okay. So if two employers are in clash, there is a chance, like any one of them, like will shut down, or like uh if one of them, like in the top position, the other is in like some lower position, the topmost the organization may crush the other organization. So the employees working in the other organization may get affected when mergers happening, when acquisition is happening. Again, like employees, they get affected. Many employees lose their jobs, and like many things, like these. It will like these are the main reasons. And the other thing is like uh, they when they are into conflict, the one organization may be paying a good salary, a decent salary or decent wages to their employees in one industry. So in the same industry, the other organization may be paying little less than the other organization. So this may arise to conflict. So they may be like, why don't you also do the same thing what I am doing? So otherwise I'm going to lose my employees, so all are going to come to your company, so everything will be like I won't be like having any employees anymore to go on with the process. So these kind of disputes will arise. So because of this, finally the workers, the employees are getting affected. So avoid those situations. So even if there is a conflict dispute between two different employers, organizations in the industry, so there the trade union steps in. This is for the good for the employees. So it's a tool to restrict the management from implementing any anti-worker policy, cutting down the wages, cutting down the leaves, and like increasing the working hours, making them work like more, even on on national holidays or public holidays. So these are anti-worker policies. So biasing, gender bias, religious bias, everything, like it's anti-worker policy. So trade unions don't make it happen. It also acts as a bridge between the worker and the management. Not only trade unions, it doesn't mean they always they are into fight with the management, but they can also maintain a good relationship between the worker and the management. So it conveys the policy decisions, objections to and pro, to and from workers. So to the workers and from the workers. So even though trade unions are autonomous, they can decide whatever, like they can decide on their own. They don't have to get any approval from any outside agency, but they couldn't implement the worker related policy in any organization. There the management's approval is needed. So that's called collective bargaining. So we will see about what is collective bargaining. And we have trade unions, we have different types. So on the basis of purpose, this is not this part, this actually it's not in developing countries or underdeveloped countries. These are mostly this happens in very well developed countries like US, Australia, UK. So this happens there, some European countries. So developing countries and underdeveloped countries, the trade unions, they have craft union, industrial union, staff union, and general union. Craft union is something where people with a particular skill set, they form a union, like artisans union, and what do you say, carpenters union. So they have particular skill set, plumbers union, mechanics union. So these kind of unions, they are craft unions. And industrial unions, like for particular industry, one particular industry, coir industry, or like mining industry, or shipping industry, logistic industry, or marketing industry, whatever, FMCG industry. So for this particular industry, they have unions. Staff union refers to union which exists in one particular organization, for particular organization staff, one particular organization staff. For example, there is an university, so around 20 workers are there, and they have 30 assistant professors, 10 senior professors, 4 HODs, one principal, and one vice chancellor. So these are the number of employees there. So for these people, there is staff union. So this is the staff union for that particular university, and not for all the university staff members. One particular university, for example, say MG University. So staff union of MG University means that's a union for staff who are working in MG University alone. That is staff union. So general union is something like teachers association, teachers union, auto walas union, and engineers union, IT professionals union. So even we have union for beggars. Beggars union is also here, I think in they are in Nepal, and somewhere Nagaland, in Delhi. So beggars union is also like there. So these are general unions. No, all over the country there is one union for no one particular group of people. So who are doing the same profession. So that is no like general union. So these are the types of union. So what does it do? Okay. So process between employees and employee to reach an agreement regarding the rights and duties of people at work. A group of process of negotiating work related issues with the anticipation of coming to an agreement. So this is the main reason why trade unions and the other labor welfare associations why it was created. So the purpose and outcomes is to settle disputes and grievances. They preserve employee rights. They negotiate contracts. They negotiate salaries. They negotiate the other perks and benefits on behalf of the employees. They ensure safe working conditions and job safety. So they take the responsibility on their own, and speak for them, speak for the employees and the workers to the management, to the government, to the other unions as well, to make sure, like employees are working in a safe and hygienic condition. So collective bargaining, this is the process. First, prepare, what are all the, needs of the employees. So after getting all the needs from the employees, all their, request, everything is collected and, few things are, prioritized. Say if there is 50 requests from the employee side, not all the 50 are taken for collective bargaining, but the most, 15 or 20 are prioritized, and they they discuss among themselves. The union people, they discuss among themselves, they discuss with the workers also, and then propose it to the management. Goes to the management and propose all those 15 to 20 points, and they negotiate with them. And then finally, when the sometimes the management may accept all the 20 points, or sometimes they may accept only half of it, sometimes they may accept only hardly 2 to 3 of it, whatever it is, they come to a settlement. So once it is, when they comes to a settlement, that is being implemented in the organization. So after some time, again the remaining requirements and needs are again taken to the management. So this is the process of collective bargaining. So collective bargaining is done mostly by the trade unions, the employee representatives, and sometimes it can be done by an arbitrator, that is who is outside the company. So if the management is not ready to speak with the trade unions because they feel trade unions they are very aggressive, and they are not listening to the management's opinion, and all they may restrict they may completely avoid trade unions. So in those cases, both the management and the trade union people can approach an mediator or an arbitrator from outside the agency. We have government arbitrators. Government arbitrators are there. Government mediators are there. Private mediators are there. So the person will be called, the agency will be called. So on behalf of both the parties, so the mediator will speak and come to an agreement, make both the parties agree to few terms and conditions. So which is no profit, no loss for both the parties. So this is how collective bargaining is done. So and it's part of the a negotiating aspect done by the trade union. So labor welfare, it's an important dimension of industrial relation. It's provided by government. Sometimes government provides the labor welfare, labor welfare. They propose the labor welfare acts, they execute labor welfare acts, working for 8 to 8.5 hours a day, holidays on national and public holidays, and no gender bias, no religious bias, no caste bias. So these things are not strictly formed. Non-government agencies and by trade unions. So all these three take up the responsibility of protecting the workers and the employees in the organization. So not only that, no, not only the salary part, as I said, providing better working conditions, no, environmental conditions for the workers as well. So these are the factors affecting individual, like industrial relations. So individual behavior. So each and every, like they have an individual behavior. Sometimes the top management or the boss of the company may be, like very rigid, that he or she will not, listen to any of the mediator or any of the arbitrate, any of the trade union, any of the representative. So in those cases, it is in the hands of the government to strictly, make them make that, like boss of the organization or the top person in the industry, to agree to these terms and conditions. So finally, there the government or the Supreme Court of there are no like laws, for protecting these people, protecting these workers and employees. So finally, it's in the hands of the government and the law to make the people, or so make the CEO or the top management agree to all those terms and conditions. The organizational structure, the structure of the organization, like the CEO may tell, no, it's not in my hands, it's in stakeholders, shareholders' hands. And the shareholders may tell, no, like we are just shareholders, we are not the decision makers. The CEO has to make the decision. So the organizational structure and whose responsibility is, that may postpone the decision of accepting few requirements on behalf of the employees. Psychological factors that also affects leadership style, that is the boss's leadership style. Economic and technical environment, legal and political environment, the present government, the presiding government right now, so that also decides the fate of the employees. And the we have seen like in North Korea and all, how situation has completely changed, for like past 60 years, so what they have undergone, the people have undergone there. So these things affect the industrial relations. Industrial relations is nothing but the relation between the employees of one particular industry, or the relationship between like two industries, people, workers and employees, and the employers in the two or three different industries. So to maintain a good relationship, to resolve any conflict or any dispute arising between these parties is more important, because for the government as well, because only smooth running of these companies will ensure the the employment of the workers, so that there will not be any unemployment problem. Scope of industrial relations, so where it can extend its hand. Employer employee relations, it can extend its hand. Group relations between two groups, labor relations, public relations as well. In few cases, public may have some compliance or strong compliance or strong restrictions against one industry, or against one particular organization, or against one particular trade union. The people, the public, they're completely against one particular department. So in that case also, either the government can help, or the non-governmental organizations can come to the help of public, or trade unions can also sit and negotiate with the people's representative. Mostly people representative will be a law, an advocate, or an arbitrator, mediator kind of a person. So that can also be resolved. So that's all. Any doubts before we wind up the session? So how was the labor unions and the trade unions in UAE? I heard that there is no trade unions in UAE. Is that so?
Yes, ma'am, it is true. In UAE, there is no union, no strike, nothing. If the strike happen, they will immediately pack up band, and they are doing some that immigration works.
Okay.
They are
So
deporting.
okay. So who is there to protect the employees, no, like rights and no,
Yeah, we
like.
have strong in immigration law. We have labor law and everything. If somebody is doing, employees with them in conflict, we can go to the labor and make the case, and they will come and do the leave. And
Oh,
even phone conversation also we can do the leave.
Yeah, exactly. Only limited.
okay. So laws are strictly followed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Okay. So there is no need for labor union. That's what you're saying.
of course.
Okay.
But
Okay.
sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
very small percentage is happening somewhere, something. But
Mm-hmm.
bigger organizations are nothing happen.
Oh, okay. How about the cases for immigration workers? No, like how are they protected? No, how are they being, no, like safeguarded while they are working there? Like in construction companies, no, like they work as construction workers, and no, like for infrastructure, no, like mostly infrastructure is the main thing, no, happening, and sometimes, like in logistic industry, the port people, know who move goods from one place to
Well,
another.
actually, in construction sector also we have this labor law and ministry law as well, and we have free zone areas like Dubai
Mhm.
free zone area is there, and they have a separate law books which will be followed to protect the labor's basic requirements like wages, work shift hours, everything. So, in case if there is any violation on this particular rules, then employee itself directly he can complain, or there will be a safety officer in all the companies, most of the companies, and they can take this to the safety officer or HR department as well, and they will help. Most of the company also have some HR policies where the employees can directly go and make complaint on these issues.
Oh, okay, got it. All right, thanks for the
in
information.
in
Yeah.
my in my experience, where I have worked,
Mm-hmm.
the employee itself, he has that, in SAP is called success factor, which can be logging each and every employee, and if he has any issues, or if he has any grievance about any of his subordinates or his colleagues, even if he's line manager, if he's line managers too, he can put the grievance in the success factor, and it will be on the confidential, and it will go through the
Oh,
process means, the person who is being the, if in case the employee is putting the grievance against his line manager, then this workflow will not go to his line manager, it will go to his line manager. So his line manager responsibilities make sure that he has to be called to both the parties, and solving the issue. If he cannot, he can highlight into the higher level, and it will go to till to the CEO.
okay. Okay, good.
And
Okay.
even big companies, there is toll-free numbers for complaining, something
Mm-hmm.
like that.
Yeah, toll free
If
number
there
is
is
an
any need to
anti harassment
complain
policies.
about our HRs
Mm-hmm.
or something like that, we can do.
Okay. So immediately it is heard. Okay. Good. Okay. Thank you guys for the information. And so if there is no doubt, yes, we can wind up
Ma'am,
the session. Yeah, yes.
next week, which subject you will conduct?
We can go with inventory, production, supply chain. So like mixed up together, because everything is now like interconnected. You cannot know like focus on one particular thing, no, for 2 to 3. It's not like no HRM. Even HRM is now interconnected with no like personal management and organizational behavior. So we can go with production, inventory, and no like logistics, supply chain management. Yes.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah, because
And
inventory, I think most of, yes, almost no like everyone know it's a common paper. Inventory
one more
management is a
thing.
common paper.
So,
Yeah.
when is the examination for this semester?
Oh, that you have to know, check with the representative. I am not sure about
Okay. No issue.
that.
No issue.
Yes, yes. Okay, have a great weekend. See you next week.
Thank you.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye bye.